Hello everyone, this is HC Thunder here with you on what's going to be a pretty nice series, I hope to think. Recently on my last commentary, I got a request by one of my subscribers for a class setup video, and I decided to kind of take that in consideration, but I'm going to push past that and do more than just a class, but I'm going to be coming out with this whole new series, How to Get Better at Black Ops. It'll be called Black Ops 101, and it'll be a multiple part series. I don't know if it'll be weekly, bi-weekly, I don't know. But anyways, be on the lookout for it. I'm going to be giving you tips with different types of gameplay, different classes, different maps, different game modes like team deathmatch, free-for-all, stuff like that. Pretty much anything you can. I will also be including a sniper tutorial here on how to quickscope, because I have been practicing on it and have gotten quite good, and I'll be coming out with a montage sometime in the future. But first I want to go ahead and get this out of the way and help you guys out for helping me out with getting this many subs, because I just recently hit 550. Alright, well, let's go ahead and start out with this. Create a class. Alright, things in Black Ops is that they give you these first 5 classes, and let's be honest, they pretty much suck, with the exception of like maybe the MP5K and the M16 if you know how to use them. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and go through, and I'm going to make one class of each type for you, and I'll be discussing the different stuff, and you choose how to use them. Alright, first one, I'm going to go with the submachine gun. Submachine guns that you can have, all of those, okay? Pretty obvious. Everyone uses the AK-74U, and I'm going to make this one for you just because most likely it's the one that you're going to end up using. So, go ahead and use that. For attachments, okay, now there's 2 options here. You can go extended mag and play the spray and pray game, which is a lot of fun, or you can go the grip, which is a little bit more realistic because not always are you going to be close enough range. Okay, so let's go ahead and go grip. Camo, it really doesn't matter. I prefer the Tiger, but everyone uses it, so it doesn't really matter. If you were to put a red dot sight, I don't recommend it, but if you were, just keep the regular dot. Don't try and do too much else because it really gets in the way and it messes you up. I always just throw a fun emblem on there just for kicks. Alright, for secondary. Now, I always use the Python, and one reason why is because it has such a high damage rate. If we look at the Python compared to all of these others, you'll see the damage rates just dropping off significantly. Now granted, it has a lot more recoil on it, as anyone who uses it knows, but if you've gotten hit markers on something and they're just sitting there 20 feet away, you can snipe them with it. I love doing it, and it's just a lot of fun. Other things, if you want to use these for fun, feel free to. I don't recommend it though if you're trying to get better. Lethal grenades. Now, here's the thing between frag and Semtex. I personally use frag because you can throw it for further, and you always find yourself wanting to throw it further than you actually think you can throw a Semtex. Now, if you really want to stick it to a wall, just cook it for longer and throw it so that the times when you blow up. You're going to have to practice with this, but it's something that's worth it. Other thing, concussions, okay? That's the only thing I ever use because not only does it somewhat blind them, it slows them, and especially when you're using a submachine gun, if they're slowed and you can get that first shot off, they're just destroyed. Alright. Here, I always use Claymore for my equipment, just because I play a lot of search, but in any game, really, if you're getting somewhere and you want to post up, it's always good to have something on your back. At least that way, if it doesn't get the kill, you can at least know that they're coming and you can be on the lookout. Now, this does not promote camping. I'm simply saying it helps. Alright, now, for here, you see a lot of people running Ghost nowadays, just as they have been, but it's really debatable. I personally use Lightweight, especially with my SMG class, just because I love the chance to move faster. But, again, any others work. I'm just telling you my recommendations. Alright, for here, I always use Sleight of Hand Pro, unless I'm doing my spray and pray, in which case I use Steady Aim Pro. And I'll get back to this with another fun game in a later series or something. But Sleight of Hand Pro is a must, okay? Being able to aim down the sight that quickly is amazing. Now, this next perk depends on what game mode you're playing and if you have Turtle Beaches. If you have Turtle Beaches, Ninja Pro, definitely. Otherwise, I recommend Marathon. Just being able to, and Pro obviously for all of these when you can get them, but being able to just run for longer is amazing, okay? So, there's our first class, your SMG. Let's go ahead and go on to Shotgun. Alright? Now, a lot of people don't use the Shotgun, but when they do, you constantly see the Olympia or the Stakeout, okay? Now, you've got the pump action Stakeout versus the double barrel. Now, here's where there's a lot of debate on which one you should use, if you should use one at all, because they're really close range and it's difficult to use them. But if you do, I recommend the double barrel with sleight of hand. The reason why is because look at the range difference and the accuracy difference between these two. Okay, when you're not often close enough to get a one-shot kill where you couldn't just knife them or spray them with a submachine gun and whoop. So go with the submachine gun. Now it has no attachments. I actually did not know this, but with sleight of hand, it's a must. Okay, and again, same thing with the camo. It doesn't really matter. And same thing with the pistols. I'm not even going to go through those for the rest of these. So pistols are always that way. Frags are always that way, concussions are always that way, and claymores are always that way. Again, you can use other things. I'm not saying that you can't do well with them, I'm just suggesting my stuff. Alright, right here, I would go with Scavenger or Scavenger Pro. Reason why is because with a shotgun especially, you might find yourself running out of ammo, but if you're dying too much, go with lightweight so you have a chance to get out of the way faster. Second thing, Sleight of Hand Pro, okay? I mean, it's a must-have on this gun, especially because it's a, the 2-gun barrel. You have to be able to reload fast. And here, Ninja Pro is a must, because if someone else has turtle beaches, you'll want to sneak up on them. I mean, if you're rounding a corner with a shotgun, they're going to prepare themselves. Whereas if they can't hear you, you can pop them right in the head and be like, sit down, ho. Anyways, going on to the Assault. Now, here's where you can pretty much do work with a lot of things, because assault rifles tend to control things. A lot of people use the Commando, the G11, the FAMAS, or the AUG. You'll occasionally see the rest of these, but the reason why you see these, mostly with the exception of the G11, is because they're good, high-accuracy assault rifles that shoot full auto. Now, the G11 is the 3-round burst, and it's disappearing more because I think since the patch something's going down with it, but it's a 3-round burst, and when you're rounding a corner, almost the spray and pray wins every single time. So, what I recommend, and you've heard this in my past videos, is the FAMAS. Now, it takes some getting used to, but once you master it, the recoil is very predictable. It kills people really quickly, and it's a perfect mix of a submachine gun and a long-range assault rifle. So, I highly recommend this, and for the attachments, red dot sight is a must. Anything else, the recoil is impossible to handle. For the reticle, keep it as the dot. I like green, but I mean, it's up to you. Keep the lens clear, because otherwise it kind of gets in your way of other things. And emblem, as always for me. Pistol, all that stuff we've gone over. For this class, lightweight, Sleight of Hand Pro, Ninja Pro for me. Again, a lot of people will use Scavenger with this class because the FAMAS, you might run out of ammo depending on how much you have to spray and how much long-range shooting you're doing. But I always find lightweight. I just like being able to move and get faster and just beat people to the spots I want to get to. Alright, going on to the light machine gun class. Alright, this one is pretty much unseen of, except for this gun that I'm about to unlock, the Stoner 63, which I recommend because that's the one I always pick up, and it's always been good. Okay, you don't need extended mags because it's a light machine gun. It's loaded with bullets. As far as the rest of these, I recommend red dot sight just because it's the best look to it, really. Okay, same thing with the red color. I always like green, but it's up to you. Lens, keep clear. For the secondary, pistol, again, for these things, Sleight of Hand Pro with any light machine gun is a must because it takes forever to reload them. Perk 3, Ninja Pro or Marathon. Either way, because it takes a longer time to move places when you have a heavier gun. So this one's up to you, but for Perk 1, go with lightweight, definitely. You don't need any of the others, and moving around faster is a must. Alright, finally, Sniper class. Now, before you get... Oops, what am I doing? Alright, before you get to the L96, you've got the option between these two. Now, based on the stats, it's pretty obvious, go with the WAD. It looks a little bit uglier, but it's a must. But anyways, once you get to the L96, get it. It is the best sniper rifle, highest accuracy, great damage. You still get hit markers, but that's fine. Okay, for attachments, since they patched it and you can do quickscoping, extended mags I recommend, okay? You can use a variable zoom if you're still really into that, but I personally recommend extended mags. Camo, whatever you want to do. And emblem is a must. Just kidding, not really. Anyways, secondary, Python, or, for this case, the CZ75. The reason why is because you can have that full auto upgrade, which kind of helps when you have a sniper rifle, but then again, I still personally use the Python just because of the higher damage rate. Now, if you're going for montage kills, obviously throw on the Tomahawk, but otherwise frag grenade, and especially when you're using a sniper, Claymore is a must, because especially if you're standing still, like, kind of picking them off, you need to watch your back. Okay, concussions are great. Other things that work pretty well are decoys, especially if people are coming up to you from behind. It never hurts to just have those. Okay, for these, lightweight or ghost. Reason why ghost is because if you're a sniper, unless you're quickscoping, which I kind of do, you're going to stay hidden for the most part. So, Pick one of those two. You don't need Scavenger as a sniper unless you just have a terrible shot. Okay, now, depending on if you're going for montage no scopes or if you're actually trying to play the game, I recommend Sleight of Hand Pro. I know you can't aim down the sight faster, but just being able to reload faster or switch weapons, for some reason, I just like it more. However, Hardened is also a good option, because especially if you start getting shot, you don't or Hardened Pro, I should say. I don't have it on this because it's combat training, but if you do have Hardened Pro, it reduces the recoil when you're getting shot, or I guess the kick up, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about, when you get shot and your gun just kind of flies into the air. Anyways, I recommend Sleight of Hand Pro, but again, it's up to you. For this one, Ninja Pro or Marathon Pro, depending on if you need to run your ass away from a bunch of people that you see, or if you want to get close to them. I don't know. Anyways, guys, here are your 5 classes. I'll go ahead and just go through these again just really quickly so you can pause the screen if you want to set it up. You'll notice, for those, I didn't change a lot of the pistols and those equipment things, but again, Python with frag, concussion, and claymores. Alright guys, so here's part 1 for you, the class setup vids of the Black Ops for part 1 of Black Ops 101. Be looking out for another one, guys. I've got to head out, but I hope you enjoy this and I hope it helps, and I will be getting back with you guys pretty soon on some more gameplay sort of things. I hope this wasn't too boring. Alright, see you guys later. Thanks for listening.